Welcome back to Let's Get On With It Live, everyone, here at twitch.tv/Grimith. Tonight, the viewers have voted for one last job. So we'll get cracking on that. Per cold call marketing email. One Last Job is a team management game with some light strategy and short-form storytelling. It just released on April 15th. I've never played it until now. I received the key for free from the aforementioned email, and the game is currently sold on Steam for $269 US. I'll even crack open that cold call marketing email. I don't receive as many of these anymore. There was a big thing a decade ago, but I've stripped myself off of most of those damn publisher lists that I never even wanted to be on in the first place. But now and then I still get folks who just lob serial keys at me, and this would be one such example. From Lucas Johnston, the game director and lead marketer of LGWI Games. Teaching me the acronym AGI. That was fun to look up. Not adjusted gross income. We're going to have a look at this game. I put it up as one of the options on my Discord viewer poll at discord.gg/Grimith. I have a vanity link. I used to be a partner. And this crushed all of the other options, including Heroes of Might and Magic 2, which it takes a lot to defeat that game. It's been very popular among viewers. So yeah, there in the second bit there, One Last Job plays like a puppet theater. You pick the scene, pick the crew, then laugh and cheer as the puppets fail and succeed at their jobs. And if we crack open the credits, as I remove beginning soon, no Akazar. I've gotten messages before from folks who have done more personalization, i.e., at least adding my name, and then I've gotten messages from folks who've done a lot of personalization, as in they at least have a parasocial relationship with me. That one is very much a hello shot in the dark. I know what these look like at this point in my pursuit of recording and live streaming. There you go, Lucas Johnston at the top as the director. Your list of credits there for LGWI Games for those who worked on this. Yes, Arcane Rogue, artificial general intelligence in this context. All right. Setting screen, very small. Our resolution's at 1280 by 720. I've been preferring 1600 by 900 for upscaling to 1080p for these live streams. Once upon a time, I did just do live streams at 720p. Here, you guys got a larger view than I do. If you're watching this on a big window. We have 3 music switches. Type B. Type C. We're going to stick with Type A, and these are the default audio settings. Englishes, languages, we got a few. We'll stick with English. Let's learn how to fuck to play. You are a fixer. Your crew handles difficult and unsavory jobs for your clients. Bog standard burglary. You decide which jobs your crew accepts. There will always be more jobs available than your crew can handle. That's just the biz. Presume that's standard over there. STDs. That's right, Train. STDs. Are you excited to be on live stream right now? Very good, Train. As I made the adjustments to the Shure microphone, you're picked up better than ever, buddy. When a job is done well, your crew gets rich. Boss jobs will also grow your reputation. I am noting that the chat overlay is going to obscure the right side of the screen. That's nothing new. This is your current reputation. Your goal, become world renowned. We have a win condition for this video game. Each of your crew has unique attributes that affect how they work when on a job. Okay, Harvey here. He's brawny. He's a demolitions expert. He's got the dexterous perk. He's lazy quirk. No boons, no injuries. Each job is a quick summary. The owner of this department is bound to have something worth taking. 3 phases, 0 twists. with further details available at a click. Before a job can start, at least one of your crew must be assigned. Some of your crew will be better qualified than others for a particular job. Easy performance, hard broadcast, or diversion performance broadcasting. Your crew is automatically assigned to each phase of a job based on their competencies. Okay. No matter the crew's modifiers, the target number can't be higher than 6 or lower than 2. I forget the rules light system of the dice mechanics for resolving heists is based off of. I do not remember the name. It's like a 2-word thing. A match with the crew's trait and concept each add an additional chance to hit the target number. Send the crew best suited to the job and you'll get more rolls to hit a lower target number. You control the passage of time, so pause when you need to think. Time to get to work. During a job, your crew will work together to improve their chances on each phase. More successes during the job will make it more likely the whole job is a success. Your crew came out on top. Payday has arrived. It is payday. Even if every phase went perfectly, there's still a chance of failure. Riley got a broken leg. Ouch, that last job was a bust, and so one of your crew was injured. Luckily, if you can spare the credits, any injury can be overcome. Or you can spend those credits on boons to make your crew even better. He's an honest man, a poor swimmer, agile midwife. By choosing the right people for the job, your odds of success increase. But even if luck isn't on your side and you're heading down to rock bottom, everything can still change. You just need to do one last job. There you go. Crew, you actually have like a crew manager here. You can create a new pack and create your own characters that you want to see as crew members in the game. Packs, base game, base jobs. We've got another round, adds a host of folks who featured in one of Triple I's other games, another round, and credits back, the wonderful people behind One Last Jobs. Let's get going with the new game. Name, we'll call this one Let's Get On With It. We'll call me that. Sure. Alright, just wanted to check that there. So, we need to bring some people on board. We get to choose from 3 options offered here, and we can re-roll them. Eleanor here is agile, waitstaff, dexterous, easily bored. Mohammed, a brawny sailor, tough and a poor swimmer. That's, that happened a lot. Having a job on the water, or a profession, or, a criminal enterprise on the water, but you're bad at swimming. And Flynn here, a crafty bike courier. He's honest, but he's thoughtless. Alright. We'll pick Eleanor. Easily bored. Waitstaff. Maybe she'll be able to get the job done for us. Do I know what these things do? No. I don't. Stragger here. Mousing over doesn't give me any information. I can't middle mouse button or right mouse button. This is just how things are. We could buy Eleanor a new boon. Okay, we could also retire Eleanor. Let's bring someone else on board. We're looking at Eliana, an agile jeweler. Funny but clumsy. Clumsy, agile? Now that is an unfortunate combination. Freya here, a brawny anesthesiologist, is a crab ass. Or they're a crab ass. And Jacob, a crafty socialite, genuine, but indifferent. Okay, we could use someone with that kind of theming here. Let's bring Jacob on board. And then I should have one more character, just in case we need to tackle some kinds of things. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's bring in one more person for the road. Just looking for someone who's brawny. I like Harry here. Look at Harry. They are a brawny sailor. Heroic, but a little too logical. I like the image of that quirk. It's good. We also have an agile cartist, not tech savvy. And then Heidi, the crafty butcher. Curious but distractible. Let's get Harry. Okay. With this team on board, we're not going to buy any boons at this time. We'll see if they can earn some boons. Let's go to climate change here. Earn a few coins growing some plants to do your part with the pushback against global warming. All right, our client is there. We got a few folks that we can drag on our 3 phases with 2 twists. Exploration, earn honest money, get to the foliage. And we can see where we'll get extra dice, what will lower the target number, and what will raise the target number for us. We are the fixer. They need us. So if I drag everyone on this job, you can see how the pay is changing. And we may end up being so qualifying that we wouldn't want to take everyone on a job. We want to do multiple jobs, and that's perfectly okay at the same time. And the game noted that it will pick the person who is best for any given job. So Eleanor here, the game says, is best for taking a look around. Notably, Eleanor increases the target number by 1, courtesy of being easily bored. But Eleanor is agile, so Eleanor adds a die. Harry is the best for earning honest money due to being strong, and also the profession Harry has of being a sailor. So gets to add 2 dice to the roll, and then not out of the woods. Jacob, I think I'm just going to take off this job entirely. We're going to have Harry handle both of these parts, because Jacob doesn't really add value to the team there. So, not out of the woods. Harry just gets to add an extra die, but we're not getting an extra target number added. So, you two get cracking. Eleanor and Harry. Bam, making our way over. This inconvenient job, I am not going to try and send Jacob out on their own. Let's go back to this and watch what happens. Looks like we can adjust speed. We can go 1x or 3x. Watch it play out. Eleanor taking you a look around. Okay. Managed to earn honest money. Not out of the woods. That'll do it. And we managed to succeed. Phew. Complete. Finish that job. Okay, they got us some extra money to roll around with. We already have this boss job being offered, which we do need to increase our rep. And our goal is to get to rep level 5. We're not in any rush to do that stuff. We got money. So, inconvenience still up here at the top. We also have passport pickpocket. Send your crew to steal passports from a crowd of tourists. The job isn't glamorous, but passports are the most valuable traveler's item. And then walk that dinosaur. Somebody's got to take the dinos for a walk and give them treats. Earn an honest living that pays well due to the risk of evisceration. Harry, you did a lot of work in that job, so I'm going to go ahead and grant you a boon. So, we can give Harry expert lockpicking skills, a fancy computer, or a blood debt owed. Why don't we give Harry expert lockpicking skills? That tells a story, right? This brawny sailor. A little too logical. Okay. We can continue that. Let's not get carried away with the kids, though. They have to earn their stripes, damn it. It doesn't look like I can reposition the kids either. That's fine. So let's look at Walk That Dinosaur. That sounds fun to play around with as we learn our party. Let's throw in all 3 kids. Let's see what happens. Obviously, we're not going to get paid much. It does look like Eleanor... Okay. Interesting. Eleanor vouches for them. So yeah, there's like some supporting happening here. But it looks like Eleanor would be best off of this job. Although, Harry would end up vouching in this case, too. Okay, so let's just take a look if we had Harry and Jacob go out on a job. Jacob would don a disguise for costumes, and so we get an extra die. We would build trust. Jacob would add 2 dice for that. But Harry, because Harry's a little too logical, would increase the target number by 1. Earning honest money. Harry adds 2 dice for the situation. And then we're not out of the woods. Harry gets through the foliage. But Jacob with the machete. But Jacob increases the target number by 1 because Jacob's indifferent. Okay. Eleanor will sit this one out. Not much money if the job gets done right. Let's send him out there. Walk that damn dinosaur. But if jobs expire over there on the right side, that's okay. The boss job never does. We're told we'll never do them all. Ooh. We're having some whiffs here on the first phases. Crush that one. Uh-oh. Not out of the woods. Harry gets out while the getting's good. Harry does. Final roll, 2 or higher. We fail. Harry got an animal bite. Damn. Well, that happens when you're so reliant on dice like this. When everything just modifies the final target number, but it's, it's a D6. 2 or better, sometimes it's a 1. We get nothing for the job. As a matter of fact, we have an injury on Harry that we have to potentially heal. Let's get that healed. All right, so that was a whiff, and, pulling from that is the prospect that unless you can reduce the target number to 1, these easy jobs may not be that worth it for you to take unless you really can't do stuff, because you could always fuck up a roll and not get any money at all. So the security breach, you've been hacked, send a crew to get your data back? That doesn't sound like a problem. Tell me about this inconvenient job. 4 phases with 3 twists. What if we send everyone on board? When your crew goes for a snack run to a favorite local convenience store, just another crew decides to stick up the joint, get in their way. What if we throw everyone on board? How does it look for us? We form a posse. Harry asks some colleagues to lend a hand for an extra die. Then Harry scares some sense into them, having an extra die for that. Recovery, Harry gets something back and Eleanor bags it. Harry adds a die. The target number is reduced by 2, but ultimately increased by 1 for a net of -1. That's due to Eleanor being easily bored, but Harry has expert lockpicking skills and is also heroic. And then our masked hero, Harry dons a heroic mask, and Jacob is the sidekick. Harry gets an extra die there. No further modifications. Let's send the 3 of them out on a job. Go get it. Inconvenient. Harry asks some colleagues to lend a hand. Fails. Harry tries to scare some sense into them. Fails again. Eleanor bags it. We got a success there. Then Harry dons a heroic mask with Jacob being the sidekick, and we got a success on that target roll. We're looking for 4 or better on the standard one, and we botched it completely. Eleanor has no street cred now. Oop, didn't mean to put the game on pause. Is that an injury I can heal? Technically, yes. Okay. We'll leave that on Eleanor. That's an Eleanor problem, not a me problem. But note that that leaves a tick of health off. And if 3 injuries are accrued, I presume that means the end of that crew. Alright. Well, I've been hacked. I sent a crew to get our data back. I mean, I was going to stay away from these easy jobs, but this is about to expire. Maybe I should get my data back. We look to send everyone on the job. What is it looking like for us? So, this top roll here, Harry gets us an extra die. Charm offensive, Jacob gets us an extra die. For recovery, Eleanor is hurting us here due to being easily bored. And diversion, yeah, Eleanor is not contributing anything of substance here. So Eleanor, with her lack of street cred, is going off the team. It's going to be Harry and Jacob once again. Get my data back. Damn it. Jacob finds the bad guys. Harry threatens them. That's going to be a no. Jacob charms the pants off of them. That passes. Harry gets something back. Jacob bags it. We pass that one. Harry creates a diversion. All right, successful diversion created. Our target number is 2. We managed to pass that. The job is a success. Good work, team. With that in mind, you know what, Harry? You've been so great for us. You get to have another boon. You do. What the fuck? What do you mean a powered exoskeleton? I mean, a guard dino? Maybe if y'all hadn't fucked up on that job. A powered exoskeleton, though? Yes, this is a cyberpunk dystopia. I will take a powered exoskeleton. That sounds like a nice boon. Sure. Go get him, Harry. Okay. So, crowdfunding, passport pickpocket, and Fruitopia. Let's take a look at these different types of jobs here for what might be helpful for us given what we have. Yes. Yes, I'm seeing some symbols line up here. Okay. We drag everyone onto the passport pickpocket team. We'll have a gander at how they line up here. Jacob, our best one at scanning the crowd for marks, getting 2 extra dice to this, thanks to being a socialite and also being crafty. Pickpocketing, Harry lifting some valuables and Eleanor hiding the items. Eleanor just, being a sidekick here. Harry reducing the target number by 1 thanks to a powered exoskeleton. And then finally, hiding, Harry finding a hiding spot and Eleanor hiding with them. Eleanor is adding nothing to this job at all, really. Harry is able to reduce the target number by 1 thanks to having expert lockpicking skills. This is a hard check, though. It base needs a 6 or better, and we would be lowering that target number to 5, and we'd only have 1 die on it. That could be the value of Eleanor, giving me an extra die, I presume? Yes. Welcome in. Sure, we'll give it a crack. Try to do some passport pickpocketing, everyone. A crew member goes out of job while injured. I'm crewing all kinds of achievements you folks can't see. Jacob scans the crowd for marks, and he finds them super fucking easily. He crushes that number. Eleanor lifting some values. Harry hiding the items. Yes. Eleanor finding a hiding spot and Harry hiding with her. Our target number is 2, which we managed to skeet on. Great. Job well done, team. Hell yeah. You know what? Eleanor, we're going to fix your street cred. Good work. And Jacob, you're getting to have a cool boon of your own. Ooh, a bottle of single malt whiskey or a sympathetic look? Even cybernetic eyes. You know, you never know when you'll want to have a bottle of single malt whiskey, but that sympathetic look, I think that whiskey's going to solve more problems for you, Jacob. Hell yeah. All right. Climate change, we already did some of that. What about Fruitopia here? The strawberries growing in the vertical gardens are fantastic this year. Go pick up a few baskets from their employees-only shop. Our phases are flash the cash, infiltration, item swap, and deliver. Let's lob the team on board. Obviously, we could potentially have a fourth person if I felt like recruiting a fourth person, but we've got our crew of 3 right now. We're keeping it moving. So, Jacob, faking wealth and fame for access. Thankfully, he has a bottle of single malt whiskey to help reduce the target number, and he gets an extra die because he is crafty. Over here in infiltration, Harry and Eleanor combining here. Eleanor is agile, and that is mattering. And Harry with a powered exoskeleton. You definitely take your powered exoskeleton with you on infiltration. Eleanor swapping one item for another, getting the extra die added. And then finally delivering. Ooh, we get to invoke the single malt whiskey again here for deliver. Nice. Harry delivering a package and Eleanor locating an address. All right, team. Fruitopia. The strawberries growing in the vertical gardens are fantastic this year. Go pick up a few baskets from their employees-only shop. Go get them. Jacob fails to flash the cash. Harry tries to be a guard dog whisper. Jacob has biscuits. Whew. Attempting our infiltration. Oh no. Crew member critically failed a test. Achievement. We failed the back job. Five or higher. We succeed! The job is done. Hell yeah. Harry was fucking temporarily blinded. So temporarily, I need to... That's gonna stay unless I pay money to fix that. Well, we don't want Harry to be temporarily blinded. Harry's in a powered exoskeleton. We gotta fix that. Phew. Paper over that. All right. Eleanor, I don't know whether you've earned that boon yet like the others have. Why don't we take a spin on a fourth person? Okay. We've got Harriet, an agile safecracker, bold perk, ridiculous, Grace, the brawny librarian, detail-oriented but dull, and then Kyron, this crafty botanist, a good swimmer but boisterous. We've already got brawny and crafty and agile on board. But maybe we can use a safecracker. Safecracking sounds like it could be handy. You never know when that will be of use. Come along, Harry. I don't know, though. The name. That might actually be why you can't be on the team. Harry and Harriet. Gonna have to pass on that. Harriet's like, what the fuck? How about a brawny librarian? Okay. No one will expect it. The completely dull brawny librarian. Eru Yaru, thoroughly inspired by this brawny librarian. Library science is hard at work. Inconvenient job is being posited again. My $2. Those bike courier kids are little hellions, but in their defense, they haven't been paid in 2 months. Get a crew together to earn the money to pay their subscription fee. That's adorable. New Zorro, Rare Bit wants to donate some meds and creds to Dr. Samantha Parker. Send someone into the local Plin Pharma Lab to see what they can find. Let's try out this job. Well, everyone gets to come along. All right, I can just right-click to add them to the job. What do we got going here? Eleanor is the one casing the place, adding an extra die. Jacob here is adding no value. It looks like. I presume that's why that's redded out. He's not doing anything for us. Yeah, never comes up at all for this job with the bottle of malt whiskey. We have plenty of searching power from our brawny kids. Grace and Harry working to reduce the target numbers here. From searching around, diversion, Harry and Grace working together to for that diversion. And then extraction, Harry and Eleanor are working together. All right, Jacob. No job for you. Eleanor, Grace, and Harry. Get out there. Get the job done. Or get injured trying. Eleanor cases the place. Needs a 5 or better. Gets that done. Grace and Harry go around searching. Need a 3 or better combined. They get that done. Oh no, there's a twist. Hidden camera. Whew, we resolved the twist. Harry and Grace work together for a diversion, succeed, and then finally an attempt on extraction, needing a 5 or better. And we crush that as well. Successes across the board, needing a 2 or better. And we just squeaked through. We needed all of that to get done in order to get this job done. But it's complete, baby. Woo! All right, Eleanor. I think you've qualified for a boon. You've done it. Eleanor gonna have a muscle car, a sword with a jeweled hilt, or a really stupid gun. Eleanor, you get to have a sword with a jeweled hilt. That sounds fun. Hell yeah. And you know what, Grace? You did great. We're gonna give you a perk, too. Handing out perks. A really stupid gun, lots of guns, or a handheld mirror. Ooh, handheld mirror. I like taking those when I'm an adventurer and various things. That and like stuff like signal whistles. Bring that mirror along. You never know when we'll need that sucker. We'll have fun with my $2. We'll just goof around with that. And then maybe we'll take a look at Freighted with Delight. Those bike courier kids, let's see who adds value to this very cheap-to-do job. Looks like everyone is. It'll build camaraderie. We'll form a posse. Grace and Eleanor are working together. And reducing that target number by 2. Earn honest money. Harry adding a bunch of dice. Trade something. Grace and Jacob working together. Jacob doing a little bit in this job. A little bit. A little bit. The single malt whiskey coming up here, too. And then return to the hideout. 2 twists. Go get them. See if we can get those kids paid. Form a posse, needing a 2 or better. Crushed. Earning honest money. We need 4 or better. We take care of that. We gotta trade something. Jacob comments helpfully. Helpful. Then the perfect hideout. Uh-oh. No perfect hideout for us at all. And also notable that we cannot go lower than a target number of 2, but the game still does keep track of us having a value lower than 2. So if we have like a failure like after that fact, we'll just be bumped back up to 2. So there's always a chance of you failing a job, no matter what it looks like. You cannot crush anything so well that you've got it in the bag. That is unfortunate design choice, given how, like, you could continually have everything in your favor and roll all of the other dice elements of the prep of the job really well. So you could have the right crew, they could do wonderfully well in the job execution, and then you get to, like, determining whether the job's ultimately a success, and it gets botched. Yeah, that's an unfortunate design decision and one I disagree with. Okay, so Grace took an injury. That injury is to have no money. Alright. Well. Let's have a look at Freighted with Delight. Hijack a delivery truck filled with high-grade meats and redirect it to Kwan's food stall on 5th so he can continue to serve his amazing beef chow fun. Doing this job gets our rep up. What are we looking at here? We're going to wait for nightfall. Jacob has to wait for nightfall. Harry brings hot dogs. Thankfully, we have a bottle of single malt whiskey to help us wait. And Grace has a handheld mirror to help us wait, too, to keep an eye on things. But Harry is increasing the target number by 1 due to being a little too logical. Okay. I'm a little puzzled with how, so 2 folks are assisting in things, but someone else on the job is, able to lend, say, this handheld mirror. Just having to keep track of that. Then we're going to shut it down. Grace and Eleanor will work together on that. Eleanor increases the target number by 1, thanks to being easily bored. That's, shutting it down. That's boring. Then we're going to steal a car. Makes sense that Eleanor wants to steal a cool car. And the target number for that will be reduced by 2. The sword with a jeweled hilt really helping. The expert lockpicking skill is not coming into play there at all. And then we're going to deliver. All right, let's try it. Gonna wait for nightfall. We successfully waited till nightfall. Then we're gonna try to shut it down. We successfully shut it down. Eleanor steals that cool fucking car. We critically fail. The package is delivered. We're looking at a 5 or higher. When we got a 1, so we would have failed no matter what. Because of the critical failure, Eleanor has picked up criminal enemies, and Jacob now has a rap sheet. All right. Well, we'll take care of criminal enemies. We'll leave the rap sheet, and I guess we'll stay away from that job. How does Art Heist look? It's a classic. Knock out a few cameras, fool a few security guards, and snag a crisp pick. What is coming into play here? Jacob, completely grayed out for this job. Noting, though, that exploration is going to be rough here with Grace and Eleanor on the team. Although Harry is the one taking a look around with Eleanor, keeping an eye out. Apparently, Grace, being dull, interferes with that. Somehow. Okay. Exploration, extraction, and then our escape. Harry increasing the target number by 1 here due to being a little too logical during the escape. Harry finds the best route and then has analysis paralysis. Well, critically fail in our look around. We do not get what we came for. And we do not get out when the getting's good. But we succeed on the job. Grace has picked up a second injury. A crushing injury, indeed. We'll heal your crushing injury, I guess. Alright, it's Christmas. We'll also give you some money. And we'll heal the rap sheet up as well. There we go. Everyone's good as new without injuries. And Harry, we're going to give you another boon. It's going to put us pretty low on money. Let's give you another boon. We can give you tickets to a tropical vacation, a pair of cool shades, or a remote-controlled drone. We're going to give you a pair of cool shades. We saw my $2 at work. Let's keep puttering around here. These standard jobs. Our task may be to stack ass loads of boons to keep lowering our target numbers for the various phases in the hopes that when we get to the final job role, we'll have a 5 in 6 chance of doing the job successfully. I do also disagree with the design decision to have fucked up every phase of the job and still be able to complete the job successfully. I don't know how to tell that story. I just don't know how to tell that story at a table. I'm just like, how do I craft that one in my head, GM? Well, let's take a look at the kids. Looks like they all can contribute in some fashion. Okay, we're only having one negative being added here due to Eleanor being so damn easily bored during the recovery. We're going to form a posse during this inconvenience. Grace and Harry both flexing at various bits and pieces, with our target number being lowered in various bits and pieces. Then our masked hero is going to come and swoop in, or try to. Alright, let's see where the road takes us. Our target number is 2. Hell yeah, that gets done. Target number is 4 here. We do successfully scare some sense into them. Uh-oh. A twist. Woof, we managed to resolve it. But we don't succeed on the recovery. Will Grace be able to don this heroic mask? No. 3 or higher. We succeed! Hooray! And no one critically failed, so they didn't eat an injury. Where's my critical successes at? Okay. Eleanor's done the most jobs here at 7 jobs. Bobble those heads. Some crowdfunding. Send a crew to perform a theatrical show while relieving the crowd of their valuables. I don't know if that's this squad. Wants a lot of agility with some craftiness. It definitely does not want brawn. But it's fine with a powered exoskeleton. Let's have a look at what we can do. But this doesn't really seem like our kind of work, guys. We have target number being increased here in one instance, thanks to Grace being fucking dull and flipping the script. Scanning the crowd, though, Jacob handles that amazingly well. That is his job, very much so. Attempting to put on a hard-ass performance. Eleanor is not adding an extra die here. I'm confused by that because I would have figured that she would be taking the primary role here. And she does if I remove Harry. But if I add Harry, the game's auto system, which I can't flip off, says that Harry should be taking point on this to reduce the target number by 1. It would either be 2d6 needing 6 or better, or 1d6 needing 5 or better. Okay. And then again here, Harry and Eleanor contributing to pickpocket. This would be another situation where being agile would be better. Okay, if I've changed their positions... This is not something the tutorial covered. I changed their positions. The auto system is picking up agile for here, but not for here, because it's actually putting Eleanor there. But now Jacob is the one who's helping for pickpocketing. Now it's Harry and Jacob. Okay, so the colors of these matter. These colors matter, but I don't know these colors until the spaces are filled in. Because the colors over here are just for the difficulty of the check. Like that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Harry and Eleanor being here in this position means that Harry and Eleanor are both involved with this. But if I swap these around, Eleanor and Harry are involved with this, but now Harry and Jacob are involved with this. So the positionings do make some difference, but not in a cromulent way. At least one that this streamer can perceive. Okay. What if I change Harry and Grace around? Well, now I'm definitely not getting agile implied of these at all. This, again, is not something the tutorial covered that we just went through together as a family. Okay. Well, that's good. Grace, are you adding anything? What are you contributing to in that position? Flipping the script there at the end. I'd take you out of the job entirely. I think I am going to take you out of the job entirely. If I move Eleanor here, trying to see if I can get Eleanor's agile to hit all three things. Get out of the job. I can do it if she's the only fucking person on the job. Oh, no. No, I found it. I found it. I found it. All right. But I would like some of this fun target number stuff to be added too. But, that's not being added while also being allowed to keep the extra dice. Unless I put them here, in which case now it's being added in 2 of the 3 positions. All right. I guess I'm going to roll with this. Jacob, go out and present. Scan the crowd for marks. We get the crowd scanned. A good show attempts to be put on. We are needing a 5 or better, and we do manage to hit that hard check. Harry and Jacob working to lift some valuables, managing to get that done. And Eleanor acts weird to get out of a jam, needing a 5 or better, and we critically fail that. Eleanor's eaten an injury. But we crush the job. A face nobody believes. You wouldn't think that would be an issue. Nobody needs to believe you sometimes. Come on. All right. Jacob, have a boon. You can have an all-access card, a sympathetic look. The sympathetic look being offered again, or a muscle car? Give me that fucking muscle car. Hell yeah. Muscle car. A new Zorro being offered here again. Try the new Zorro again. Let's slam everyone down. Eleanor is contributing to this job, but Agile is not playing a factor. Braun is definitely getting applied. We are sure of that, and the other positions. Let's see if I can finagle away. Okay, we did it. No. No, but now... Now Braun isn't getting applied there. Okay. Let's... Can we find something wholesome here? Can we... Yes, we... Okay. Well, now I know for the rest of my time playing this game. The fixer has to do a little bit more hand-holding than advertised for the automated system. So, for the new Zorro, we're going to case the joint. Eleanor and Jacob working together here. Thankfully, he's got a muscle car, and that's going to help reduce the target number. We'll be looking for a 4 there, which is, you know, it is. Maybe we can make that better. Eleanor, let's get you a boon. Not trying to retire. I'm trying to look at the symbols here for what could be used, because I can't see this while I have the boon screen up. Okay, friends in low places for Eleanor. That'll apply as well now, reducing the target number even further. So we're going to be looking for 3 on this. Check. Then we're going to be searching. Grace and Harry are going to be poking around, and they are doing amazingly well together. Gonna do some jazz hands for creating a diversion. This is easy to begin with. That target number is going to be sent down into the earth. But there's always got to be a chance of failure, and that extracting is going to be hard. Well, we don't have anything increasing our target numbers. This is a great combination, as far as I can tell. We're going to need that money on hand, though, in case shit goes wrong. Get out there, team. Case the joint. We successfully case the joint. We then search around. You're damn right we search. Diversion! 222, yes. Always keeping that chance of failure. And then extraction. We fail on that check. But it's still 2 or higher. And we just managed to get it. Phew. Job done successfully. Let's go into the settings. Let's switch songs here. All right, let's take a look at Freighted with Delight again. I like how when I have people highlighted, it shows like what can come up that's useful and what's going to be a detriment on the job. Okay, looks like I'm having the craftiness and the brawn applied in all of these spots. Let's have a look at the target numbers. So we're going to wait for nightfall, as we've seen before. That's going to be a 4 check. It'll be reduced down to 2 with 1 extra, and that takes care of the 1 extra. So that should be a 2 with a solid number of dice. Then we're going to try to shut it down. That's going to be a 5. 4, 3, 4. And if we wanted to try and bump that number back down again, we'd be looking for a boxing glove or whatever you'd want to call that symbol. It's a snail. It's a rock with a puff of gas beneath it. It's a hat with a bunny inside of it. The screen's too small for me to tell. We're going to try and steal a car. Brawn is not being applied here. All right. So much for what I saw. See if we can. Yep. Okay, I can get brawn applied if I remove Eleanor from the job, but that loses a lot of target number malices, which is really good. How the fuck can I have 2 brawn people on this job and not get these emphasized? Does Eleanor always want to drive? Sure, but that hasn't mattered in some situations before. Like, see here, for example, Harry delivering the package here. Okay. Guess we'll leave it like this. Let's go have a look at... Jacob. Let's give you another boon. Yeah. I guess we're going to give you a trustworthy face, man. Fine. That did not help for this job, but now you have a really trustworthy face. Grace. I'm going to give you fashion sense. That also, you know... Just try it. See if I can get out of Reputation 1. Okay, we managed to successfully wait for nightfall. We shut it down. See if we can try and steal a cool car. We do. Can this package be delivered? Oh yeah, we knocked that out the box. 2 or higher. Okay. Everyone is so happy for you. Most people think you are 15% cooler, too. Believe it. Choose up the true. Oh, no. Okay. So, there is a forced retirement mechanic in the game every time you transition reputation levels. Diversifying your portfolio does seem to be rough. I think I'm going to keep Harry and I'm going to keep Jacob here. It does mean our money invested in Eleanor and Grace is rough. But of the two, I like Jacob being that crafty socialite to look out for marks, and Harry to, well, do Harry things. They're out of here. Eleanor and Jacob are retiring as I keep it moving to 2. Okay. We can have more crew now, up to 7 total. But now we know that money invested into more crew is going to be lost when we transition out of the rep. Assuming that we get to keep 2 as we make it up through, like, more rep levels. So, like, hiring extra crew members could help for a particular spot of bother for a particular job, but that investment will wane. All right. See if I can bring someone on board here. We got a Rosie and Agile Architect. Fancy, detail-oriented, and boisterous. Okay, we're seeing folks have 2 perks now here. Seeing some different job types, though we still have Agile, Brawny, and Crafties. She, boisterous, Rosie. Fancy, detail-oriented, boisterous. Funny, humble, but a scaredy cat, Oliver, the brawny executive assistant. And Adam, this crafty hunter. He's adventurous, swaggering, easily bored. Let's pick up Rosie. Welcome aboard, Rosie. We'll take a look at one more person. We have Noah, this agile archaeologist. Scary and silent, but dull. We have Connor, this brawny teacher. Brave, athletic, and undercover agent. Feel like I have to be responsible and not put that person on my fucking team. Because I know about it. Eden's a crafty pharmacist. Cat-footed. Pretty cool, actually. Careless. Okay. Eden, why don't you come along? All right. Maybe you two will earn some boons. We'll see. We'll take folks out on a job to prove their worth. The art heist. All right, Eden is adding nothing to this job. And Rosie's agile not getting added there to the escape because Jacob is handling that. Can I have Jacob not handle that? No, then Harry will handle that. Worst case. Okay, that's cool. Harry and Jacob are doing a lot for that target number, but also things are being done to that target number in return. And I like the fact that I'm not getting extra die there. Maybe we say no to the art heist and take a look at Inconvenient. Inconvenient again, bringing this back on board. No target, like, pluses. We're getting an extra die everywhere we look. That's nice. I don't know, like, what the extra boon cap is. Why don't we potentially have a look for that? Harry? You know what? That blood debt's come back up. don't we go ahead and make that really a thing now? It's not helping for inconvenient, but now someone owes Harry a blood debt. Harry asked some colleagues to lend a hand. We get that done. This one needs a 6 or better. That does not get done. That's handled, and then the final roll here needing 3 or better. That's not the final one, though. Now we're at the final one. 2 or better to get inconvenient done successfully, and we do just that. All right, everyone's initial job worked out real well. That's good. That's good. Good work, team. Good work. I'm glad for you, really. Jacob, let's get you another boot. A convincing diversion, an awesome motorcycle, or a sword with a jeweled hilt? I guess you're getting your own sword with a jeweled hilt now. You've already got a muscle car. Not get carried away here with wheels. Get that blade back. Hell yeah. You can see that, although we have one, repeating boon between the two of them. All right. We do that for Lucky Man. Savo Streeter, the owner of the Wicked English, has gotten in over his head with a local card shark. Deal Savo a winning hand and then get him to safety. Why would we need to get him to safety if he's winning totally legitimately? Ugh. 2 hard checks in that? I don't know about that one, chummer. Okay, we can definitely flash some fucking cash. We've got that shit handled. The performance check for hard... Okay. Eden's extra die coming up there, thanks to Pharmacist. Rosie's extra die from being agile. Not involved. It's all good. Maybe, possibly, potentially. That would be a 4 target number. Then we'd have to do a bait and switch. We're looking at a 3 there. And then hide, and we're not getting any extra dice on that. That's a hope we hit a 4 or better. All right. What if we went to walk a dinosaur, though, chat room? What if we walked a fucking dinosaur? Surely we would be able to handle a dinosaur just fine. Look at us going out to handle a dinosaur together. It's a milk run. Easiest work ever. Look at how we crushed that. Bam! 3 successes. Then we're going to earn honest money. We failed to get through some foliage, but that's okay. Because we get out while the getting's good. Our final target number is sent to 2. Which, we just got. Everyone successfully walked a fucking dinosaur. Great work. Great work, team. Glad for you. Good on you. How deep can our perks go? Costumes, a guard dino, a cup of coffee. You know what? I think it's fitting now. A guard dino for Harry. Hell yes, hell yes. Chips into Harry. More chips into Harry. All right, let's do some easy 2-rep jobs. Break the bank. Bank heist. The usual situation. That seems like pretty shitty pay for a bank heist. I know it's an easy job, but also, what the fuck? Bane? What the hell is this? Why are we getting paid so little, Bane? Come on, Bane. Harvest and Trustee, let's go. All right, getting extra dice everywhere except for casing the joint. And our +1s for our traits. Liking how these target numbers are looking. Okay, we'll try a bank heist. The usual situation. Who would fucking heist a bank for this much credit? Like, what kind of What kind of dystopian bank is this, man? Whew. He successfully cased the joint on that one die. Sentinel done. Costumes. Let's go. Remove that item. 4 or better. Whew. We managed to squeak that through. And then the perfect hideout. We find that too. That check was really spooky. But you know what? We fucking rolled a 6 anyway. That easy job has been manhandled. Easy. The payday crew had already robbed Harvest and Trustee. That's for damn sure. All right, Jacob. We get this man a fucking cyber arm now? Hell yes, cyber arm. Cyber arm for Jacob. Only one, though. One cyber arm. You get to pick. He's like, I don't know, I just had a 3rd arm, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's covered. But you do you. Breathless. Patients can't afford the brand new breathing apparatus available through Plin. Beat the smog by finding and redistributing a shipment of respirators. 4 phases, 2 twists. Gotta wait for nightfall, then search, remove, and deliver. It's being added here to the team. Looks like we're getting our extra dice across the board. You'll love to see it. We're getting some target numbers being contributed to by 1, primarily because of Eden's carelessness and removal and deliver. Even though Eden is only involved in removal and not deliver, there still influences target numbers for our better and for our worse. All right. See if we can solve Breathless. Obviously, we lose out on a bunch of money by letting everyone go together on a job, but it builds camaraderie. How is the music? You could make your own judgments on that. We'll turn up this quiet track that has been very quiet in the background. We have 3 songs. Okay. The heist opens up really well. Continues along pretty good. Can we get the removal done? Even though it was the easy part, we snake eyes that. Crit fail. Harry's taking an injury. Package delivered. 2 or higher. We managed to get that job done, but Harry's now got a criminal record. If I want to remove that, that's going to cost me almost all of the money I earned on that job, except for 2 whole credits. Fashion, look it up. Esoteric E's runway season is just about to begin. This year's colors need organizers and bodyguards. It's a living. 3 phases, 2 twists. What can we bring to the table here with this team? I think Eden sits this one out. Yeah, I think Eden sits this one out. We're getting like an extra target number here from Eden. And that's it. Let's see if I can get Rosie to... No, not even when Rosie's there, huh? We can't get the... Just not gonna let me have that one, huh? Okie dokie. You're really not gonna... I'd have to have Rosie go by Rosie's fucking self in order to get that. The other 2 are so qualified. How could anything be different? Fine. Fine. No, it's fine. Okay. Get out there, team. Yeah, you wait. Nightfall never comes. You're busy. You fell asleep. Let's keep watch. Critically fail that one. Having that 1 die there is really rough, because if you do hit a 1 on that one, like you're auto sent to crit fail. So most of the payment for this job would be consumed fixing this injury. Which is why I'm really caring about those extra fucking dice. All right, fine. Tell you what, you each are going to get a boon. One boon. You're going to be treated to a boon. You can have tickets to a tropical vacation. And you, crafty pharmacist, can have a beautiful singing voice. Rob a pre-OW cryptocurrency storehouse. What does OW mean in this context? Original war? Old world. Old world. Good guess. Good guess. Rob that. Cryptocurrency storehouse and transfer all the funds to a local telethon raising money for cybernetic outreach in your area. Can we bring to the table here? We can get an extra die, so we'll have to brick twice. We don't have anything to help lower the target number here on hack. That makes sense. That stands as a reason. That's a complication for that. I may not take this job, particularly with the masked hero phase at the end. We are not very well equipped to handle the hacking. Just in case and break into the Integral Improvements Vertical, Los Angeles branch, because it has the highest number of snatchables. Snatchables? Okay. We can get some extra dice here on jewel theft. It's a hard check. Getting an extra die here on case the joint is possibly beyond my capabilities. Maybe if I swapped out one of these kids and added someone else who is agile to try and stack my situation here. Rosie's being boisterous. Harming on case the joint. Glad she's so busy being fucking boisterous I can't get agility there. Punched mid-briefing. Damn. Remember, I'm the fixer, so I'm the one listening to this from Mr. Johnson or what have you, and then organizing the team. Alright, so casing's gonna be rough. Jewel theft, we're gonna have the most dice on. Some lovely target number reductions here. Just that top one. It's gonna be rough. Okay. Give it a whirl. Make our way over. Fail to case the joint. Mercifully not a crit fail. 4 or better. We managed to get the die hard. How about creating a diversion? Can we get that job done? Yes, we sure can. Jewel theft, stealing the jewels? Nope. How about a cool car? Can we get a cool car? Alright, so stealing the jewels didn't go great. 3 or better. We succeed with a 6. All we just need are 6s. And the rest of the shit's irrelevant. All we're doing is just rolling for crit failures. Where's my crit successes at? Erase injuries for me. Why am I always punished for rolling dice? Why can I never have nice things? Huh? Damn it. Alright, bunch of easy jobs being offered here. We can try fashion look it up again. Not being on the agility, though, is... Okay, removing Jacob can get us the agility there, so that I'm not risking a fucking crit failure on that. Well, as easily, and we're still pretty stacked on things. I think Jacob's gonna sit out fashion, look it up. He's like, what? I have all these things that qualify. Yeah, you also have a record in the database. Harry also has a criminal record, but at least these things are cromulent together. That's right, I said a cromulent. This brawny sailor. Get to work, you three. We successfully conclude the charm offensive. How about Sentinel? Oh, yeah, we whipped through Sentinel. Earning honest money? 3 or better? Got that done, too. Target number of 2. Okay. Why am I even bothering with anything? I mean, I'm glad I'm not rolling 1s and failing the job. My excellent strategy paid off of just keep rolling 6s. Easy. Okay. Break the bank again. That's for double digits. That's not even triple digits. Fuck that job. People Not on Fire. A children's book has become famous for its strange stories. The author's book signing needs a security detail. This looks like an opportunity to earn some cash above board. We're looking to build trust, then be sentinels, guards, and then earn honest money. How can we accomplish that? I think I'm taking Jacob off this job again so that I can get this extra die on Sentinel, please. Thank you. Build trust. Target number is good. Good. Sentinel. It's rougher. I could use Jacob's blade, really. And then earning honest money. We do an alright job with. We also don't have Jacob's wheels for that, but I want that extra die on Sentinel. Let's see what we can do here. Harry, we've put a lot into you. Hopefully you don't take 2 injuries on this job. Also, we found out the limit on boons is 5. All right. Good to know. I was wondering where the limit was. We found it. Rosie. Notable. The folks who are higher rep stars, who have more perks, cost double the amount to heal. That's a real scaling price tag for that extra perk. And the jobs are not paying. Like, these are rough times. I know these are easy jobs, but this is still rough times. That forces you to make harder choices. Maybe keep the injuries on and risk the dice more. Okay. Guess grab a fancy computer, because that can be useful for us in the future. Hell, that's useful for us right now. I'm less inclined to put stuff on Eden since I know about the swap-offs will happen. Obviously, I did give Eden 1 thing, but if I keep, say, Harry and Rose, then I'm invited to only have 2. I'm looking for some wheels or a blade. Lots of guns. All right. Let's go out with these 3. Our agile architect. We're going to work to build trust. We succeed on that. Keep watch for hours if need be. We managed to get that job done too. Earning honest money, 2 or better. We win all 3d6. That's just a success though. Thankfully we got our 2. We needed to get the job done. Otherwise we would have been needing an injury on someone and getting paid 0. Red Death and download a car. You wouldn't download a car, but in the Grove, yes, you would. Get your client some new wheels from Integral. Well, we did just pick up a fancy computer. That lightning bolt would be really handy. Lightning bolt. Can I get myself a lightning bolt? No, but we can get some AI assist, and I think I'm going to take that too. We're going to have Rosie really lean into that. Although having some wheels would be handy. Give me the AI assist. That way, if I have Rosie on the job... Ooh, I actually thought that would stack up. It must stack up from different individuals. Like, who have, like, the same thing. Because we've seen that before, like, 2 people have fashion sense. So, in that case, unless you can lose boons, that's a complete and total waste. And it's unfortunate the game would offer redundant options like that if they do not stack in a way that benefits you, the player. Like, hey, like, AI assist will not help Rosie because Rosie already has a fancy computer, and those 2 won't combine to lower the target number by 1 each. They'll just be lowering the target number by 1. While there is a re-roll option for picking up the boon, that also does cost more money, and it would be a better design choice to take that option off the table entirely if there's no meaningful value in that pick. When we look at the entire team, Harry simply doesn't add anything to this job, understandably so. This really is not Harry's scene, and it's wanting us to do a number of things that, well, this crew just isn't geared for. I could try to hire someone else specifically for this job. Someone who might have, a computer-affiliated or oriented profession, really. Let's put a pin in this one and look at the Red Death. Just look at the Red Death. Threaten someone and Guardian Angel there at the bottom. Both hard. That's a rough ask, given that the Rep 2 folks are harder to heal. It's all about having the right people for the job. Rosie and Jacob both take over threatening someone? What? They're like, we have the weapons. Are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean Harry's a powered exoskeleton doesn't apply? What do you mean Harry's not getting involved in threatening someone? I'm a terrible fixer. Harry the hero will rescue someone. We have a guard dinosaur and a powered exoskeleton. Like, well, Harry can't threaten anyone. How could we possibly leverage Harry's brawn on that situation to get an extra die? You want me to roll 1 die? Target number 4? How about go fuck yourself, Red Death? Hey, simply by shuffling people around, we can make it so that Harry's die applies. We found a sweet spot there, I guess. Go team. Case in the joint, Rosie's not getting involved in. Can I get Rosie involved in that? What if I just remove Eden entirely? What if I remove Jacob entirely? What if I remove Harry entirely? Nope. So that's going to be a single die. Target number will be 4 on that. And if we roll a 1, we crit fail and someone eats an injury. On that. Well, if it is Harry and Jacob are the ones in the jobs, I suppose they're cheaper to heal. Let's go. Red Death. Case the joint. Crit fail. All right. Harry's at 1. We threaten someone. We attempt to. Even after the arranging I did, it gave us the extra die at least, but 4 or better. It's the first job we failed in a while. Rosie got a very contagious virus. We got paid nothing. It's very much a net loss with the 2 injuries we took on that job. We'll heal up Harry's a criminal record, I guess. That's one of the injuries she had. Rosie is a separate situation, needing 140 to heal that. The medical bills for Rep 2 people are just higher. Everyone knows that. Okay. Rooftop pool. Break into one of the classiest rooftop pools in the cities. Hackers gotta have fun too. All right. Are we actually doing any hacking on this rooftop pool job? Grimith, no, it's a hacker's reference. When the main characters, crash, they have their bed and it's like on a pool outside. No, there's no hacking on this job. A hacker's got to have fun, and that's not involving hacking. That's the solution, Grimith. Why do I have to keep thinking of everything? All right, let's go. Full team. See, when we get some charming done. Managed to get that done. How about some costumes? Can we whip up some costumes? We sure can. The bait and switch. Whatever it is that we're pretending to do in order to get access to the pools, and then rappelling down the building after we swim in the pool. Nope, we all fall to our deaths. The end. But we got a 6. Our final roll. We got paid for the fun that we had in the rooftop pool. Whatever that entailed. Okay. It is a mystery. Lucky man's being offered. How about the game? Weird stuff keeps happening to a local corpo douchebag who is messing with him. Get a crew together and find out. Then buy him a coffee. Alright, what are we looking at here for this job? We're looking at form a posse, not getting me an extra die. So I'd be rolling 1d6. How about we just change their positions and magically we'll get an extra die on that. Target numbers on villain search. That looks bad. That's a 6. I need to get that done. That probably fails. This just needs a flat 5. That doesn't look great. Okay. Rosie. Let's try another perk for you. I'm trying to look for something brainy or an eyeball. Maybe a microphone. This is the first time I'm going to click reroll on this. This is the second time I'm going to click reroll on this. This is the third time I'm going to click reroll on this. This is the fourth time I'm going to click reroll on this. This is the fifth time I'm going to click reroll on this. Well, now that I've spent $40, I'm going to get you a handheld mirror. I'm going to lay down and I'm going to cry. It's just going to be that. Maybe we'll see some brains and eyeballs on different characters down the road. Depending on their professions or some shit. I don't know. It's not like I'm provided this fucking information on how to play. We'll pretend to do the thing. We narrowly managed to pretend to do the thing. And we just pass our D6 roll. Half of our money went into re-rolling boons, and then we lost money getting Rosie the extra boon. She's capped out on her 5 boons, unless people at higher rep levels can get more than 5 boons. No, not that I can tell. Lucky man's about to expire. I don't see myself trying to chase down this job. No. Just in case, I do recall it. Case in the joint will be on a single die, though. Can I make that not be true? How many people would I have to remove to make that true? Okay, me shuffling these kids around doesn't make it true. Me removing Eden doesn't make it true. If I remove Harry, though, Harry's the only fucking person. Good, good, good. This is a 3-person mandatory job, though. It's funny, it's like, Harry gets added, and you're like, well, yeah, obviously Harry needs to handle this shit. But then Harry's like, no, I also need to come be the best person to handle this job, too, I guess, and remove the agility bonus. Well, I don't want to do the job. Have a look at Creeping Claw, the boss. Getting this done will tick up our rep level. A shipment of advanced cybernetic prototypes is en route to the Plin PNP Replication and Distribution Hub. Intercept the transport drone before it reaches its destination. The Plin PNP Replication Distribution Hub. PNP. Alright? Okay. So it looks like there's an alternative way to play this game where you do just go fishing for certain particular crew members and hope you hit them for the extra dice. Ones who would have, fitting and matching jobs for the situations. And we've had that happen for us before instead of just, relying on crafty or agile or brawny. All right, thankfully Rosie has the computer assets, doubly so. We're going to need 5 or better flat on 2 dice to do investigation. 4 or better on 2 dice to do hacking. This is really favorable for us. Kind of reminding you of Erebus? I can see what you're getting at. This one's good for us. Extraction, actually getting that down to 2 or better on 2 dice. I could go fishing for another boon on Eden, but I think I'm going to pack it up and give this a try here. See if we can make it through the boss. Make our way over. 5 or better. We managed to succeed in the investigation. How about the hack? Needing a 4 or better. Oh yeah. Got that done too. Can we shut this fucker down on a 2 or better? You better fucking believe we can. How about the extraction? Can we successfully extract on a 2 or better? Whew. Just 2 or better to get this boss out of the way, and we succeed. Boss cleared out. Take our pay. I'm 15% cooler again. A total of 30% cooler. And hey, I do get to take an extra crew member with me. The rest will retire. I have more investment in Jacob than I do in Eden. I also can't hire folks who are lower starred, so it's easier for me to fix him up. Rosie does have that boon double up that I can't fix. Is it of help? I think I'm taking along Jacob, Harry, and Rosie. I was willing to drop Jacob and just take Harry and Rosie with me to the next job. But I think we'll just take these 3, and Eden's going to get out of the game. Having worked with us for 10 jobs. Eden is retired. 779. These will be the last time we see these Rep 2 jobs provided. We are 30% cooler now. We can have even more crew with us. Let's go into the settings and swap songs. This one's got some more volume to it, so I'll lower this back to its default volume. See who we can get on the team. We've got Evelyn here. Okay. Rep 3 gives us a 3rd perk, but it gives us a 2nd quirk. That's notable. We've got this agile dietitian, overly cautious and stupid. We have Olive here. I was hoping for a computer specialist of some flavor in the jobs. Mechanic is my closest to that with the crafty here. I'm going to give this a reroll, I guess. It might just be better for me to hire another person. Yeah, let's give this a look. Again. I'm not caring for this track. It's distracting me. I think I will take Adam. Then we'll go looking for another crew member. An agile socialite, a brawny prosthetic technician, and a crafty social worker. Trigger happy and too curious. Okay, I guess I'll bring Kaylee? Sure. How much is it going to cost to heal these people? 210. Okay, you really do reach a point where it's like, I don't know. Do I invest boons in these higher rep people? Or do I just fucking hire new higher rep people? It only cost me 100 to hire a new person. Maybe fuck them, you know? All right. What do we have up here? People Not on Fire. Children's book has become famous for its strange stories. Yes, yes, yes. We can try to act as a guard dog again. All right, we're not needy. Well, we haven't had any more than 4-person jobs. Prosthetic technician does come into play here. If I replace you with Harry? Maybe I do. Yeah, I'm gonna have Harry sit out this job. I'm getting 3 dice here for building trust. 3 dice here for earning honest money. My sentinel roll's really low. This one's got a lot of negatives associated with it. Let's give the new crew a spin. And we'll evaluate them based on their successes or failures. Chewie gets a real job. Yes. We overkilled that sumbitch. We overkilled that sumbitch. 92. It's almost enough to hire a 6th person. We can give one of these kids a boon. Perhaps we found a replacement for Harry? I couldn't say. Perhaps. Or maybe, you know, if we can take 4 people, Adam could just be the one who's left sitting out. Silly and a little too logical. They're both a little too logical. They share that with each other. So I go looking for upgrades. Rope. Ooh, rope. You never know when you need some rope. Give me an awesome motorcycle. We'll leave the rope alone. Sometimes you just need a really cool bike. Defending your life. Brain scans are used to prove guilt. They're controversial because seeing crime can read the same as doing it. You're the guilty party. Help an innocent person without getting yourself in trouble. Okay, 3 tasks on this one. We would really want to have someone who had that fucking circuitry job. And unfortunately, we never found that someone. It's all crafty business here. So I could just send these 2 to attempt the job. Our target numbers would, Wait, what? Oh, no, Rosie, you're not allowed to come along after all. Crafty people only. Christ. Although Rosie's the one with the computer shit. Yeah, as soon as, Rosie sits in. No, but if Jacob sits in instead of Adam, and then sits on this spot instead of this spot, we get... Oh, shit. All right, let's send these 2 to do a job together and maybe get a second job rolling simultaneously. What if we tried downloading a car with this crew, even though we wouldn't have the computer shit with us? Harry is completely useless for this job. Noted. We don't have an agile person to handle the car chase sequence. Okay. So what if I added a person who could potentially handle the car chase sequence, like Thea? Wary is a negative thing for us. I do like how when you have, like, the job open, it's like you're hiring particularly for the job. That's pretty nifty. And so it's like, it shows you, like, the same, like, hey, this is good for this job. This is bad for this job. Reroll. Captain Advisor Hologram? I don't know what to do with that information. I really don't know to... Sexy, beautiful, inquisitive, way over dramatic. Way over dramatic and weird. You can come onto this job. There we go. This cancels out the target number increase. All right, we're going to run 2 jobs at once, and somehow Harry's not involved in any of them. Okay, that's not good. Spotted. Okay, we resolved that twist. How's it going over here, guys? All right. That looks bad. Hey! Undeserved. Jacob, though, did take an injury with a crit fail, a maintenance update. Okay, well, thankfully he's easy to heal up. We did it. We did, in fact, handle that first job. We're now working on downloading a car. I am going to fix up one of those injuries. A maintenance update? What? What? His injury is a maintenance update? Okay. I'm really trying to suspend my disbelief here. All right. Wait, he has a cyber arm now, Grimith. You wouldn't understand. Come on, man. Okay, we're into our 3 rep jobs. These pay all right. This one is... Ugh. That will not cover the cost at all, like a crit fail injury. It's pretty rough. Out in the New Old West, hijack some of the driverless trucks and acquire all kinds of exciting products. That's also a 5-phase job with 2 twists. That's a lot of dice we're rolling. That's a lot of potential crit failures. I'm going to have to pass on that job. That pays way too little. Crunch the Marmoset. AI keeps getting translations wrong with hilarious outcomes. Fun as it is, communication is important. Get in there and make the translations work. All right, we got a mechanic for that job. Yeah, we got a mechanic for that job. And ostensibly, we could handle this entirely on our own. What if we had Rosie? Rosie completely takes over. Adding, you know, the various boons Rosie has to lower these target numbers. I think I just do this. I try this with Adam. That's a lot of potential pay for us. Adam, throw some bones. Welcome to the jungle. Someone has been bothering the local hobo jungle at the train yard. Form a posse to track the culprits down. Okay. We've got Henry in here who, could potentially do this job herself, but this threatens someone. It's going to be really hard for her to reach that target number. What if I throw in Rosie? Rosie takes over... Rosie takes over way too much. And I can fix some of that. But I can't fix all of that. Okay. What if I add Jacob to the job? Alright, we can make this work. This looks better for me. Let's have Jacob and Harry take this first spin. All right, we're now at the point where instead of trying to send the force to the extent that I can, I'm like, let's just take some chances on some dice, see what happens. Where could the road take me? I don't know. We'll find out together as a family. Rosie taking over too many fucking things from Kaylee. Except for here, where Kaylee is managing to enter fear and not allow the agility to apply. I simply do not want to roll one die. A 1 results in a critical failure, which results in an injury. Just not interested in that, thanks. But I can't make it work so that everyone works out that way. Really not feeling hiring a 7th person. Get out of here. I just say fuck it. Tempted to just say fuck it. No, not you. Not fuck it that hard. Fuck it. It's an easy job. We'll try to keep track of things between our now 3 ongoing jobs. I don't understand why I would need to pause during these situations. The how to play was like, in case you need time to think about stuff and process it. I'm like, what am I gonna change on the job? Am I gonna scream at these people? Like, if they're working, and I can't, like, get a hold of them. All right, Adam got cocky and walked into a trap. Pays for overconfident stupidity. But continues to proceed to the hack-in aspect anyway. Succeeded on that, I guess. Welcome to the Jungle is going dubiously. This appears to have been going swimmingly, the convoy. Okay, Adam got a skill gap on his own. Welcome to the Jungle also failed, and Jacob got his equipment soaked. We'll give him a maintenance update, or resolve the maintenance update, I guess. Adam's got a skill gap. It sounds like a skill issue. Well, we got the easy job done. Hooray! Okay. Kaylee, let's look at more boons for you. Let's get you a med pack, some pills. Pills here. And perhaps even a cup of coffee. 1 cup of coffee for that brawny prosthetic technician. Lift an emerald and diamond holographic necklace from a fancy hotel. This one is such a convoluted job. That's 6 phases with 2 twists for $101. Pass. Big Bank Bingo. The banks are too big to fail. The cascade of foreclosures allowed for several empty homes in the outskirts of the city. Helped some people move in and get a roof over their heads. This one primarily wants some crafty people. Jacob being a socialite really does help with this job. And we can use someone who is brawny to aid him. That very much is a hairy kind of thing to do. We add Keeley to the job. No, it takes over the masked hero bit. We don't want that to happen. Unless I do some fucking shuffling around, and I'm not interested in that, thanks. Let's have these 2 work on Big Bank Bingo. To catch a thief? No thanks. That's a lot of fucking effort. For, low pay. Alright, seeing some successes here. Will that translate to getting this easy job complete? It will. Jacob and Harry are Rep 1 folks. Getting some real work done there. I fought the law. Litigiousness, I should say. Maybe I don't want to. Is American as apple pie. Get in the way of scammers looking for a big payout. Villain search, we gotta threaten someone. And then expose the truth. We get Harry in on this. We don't have anything on Harry. Because, again, as we've learned, when you threaten someone, you can't make use of things like a powered exoskeleton or a guard dino. That just doesn't apply. You need a fucking sword. For example, you can't use a powered exoskeleton. How would that help you? Or a guard dino. You can't take that with you when you threaten someone. That's illegal. I think everything we're doing here is illegal. Put Rosie on the board. Yeah. Alright, so Harry and then, like, either Jacob. Jacob wants to take over threatening someone. Here we go again with this shit. Why would he want to do that, though? He doesn't even have, like, a trait that helps with that. I don't even mean like Brawny. He doesn't have anything else that applies with helping someone. Socialite is not assisting in that. It's assisting in the villain search. Jacob's like, no, I just want to. I'm the one with the weapon. So, of course, because I'm providing this, I should be the one to do that. Ow. All right, what about you, Adam? Adam doesn't have that, so he's got to fucking play second fiddle here. But this would still be 2d6 looking for a 6. This is 2d6 looking for a 5. And this is 2d6 looking for a 4. I brought Rosie on the job. She would want to take over because she has these things assisting the target number. And so, like, hey, I should take priority on this. I should be the one scaring some sense of them, even though she's not the one providing an extra die. And I care far more about extra dice than I do about target numbers. The more dice you have, the better your chances of succeeding on the target. Or at least not having a crit fail. If I have 2 dice, I have to roll double ones. If I have 1 die, all I have to do is roll a single one. And someone gets injured, and then I might have to spend 210 credits trying to fix that. Alright, I don't have a whole lot of faith in fighting the law here, which, you know, that might be as designed, right? That's everything as designed. That is exactly how it's meant to be. To beat you down. It's not the team I meant to grab. Okay, I think I have a better grasp of the game. But that better grasp is in attempting to try and influence me getting my second die. But this is still a heavily luck-based video game. Alright, you two work on that. I think I'm skipping Fought the Law, and I guess I'm skipping Catch a Thief as well. It's not like I have to pay any upkeep or maintenance on people. I just wait for jobs to filter through. We'll just let this one play out in its entirety since I'm letting the jobs above it go. I see Beyond Description over there. We crit fail, eh? Alright. It's still a 2 or better that we need, so that's nice. But, Al still has a fucking broken leg. Well, that sounds problematic. You're gonna be keeping that one. Beyond Description, a free signal camera crew spots an unidentified craft screaming across the sky and crashing in the distance. Send your crew to investigate the wreckage before the authorities arrive. That sounds pretty interesting. Break a leg, recovery, deliver. Yeah, that lines up pretty well. Harry can attempt this entire job on her lonesome. The travel part, which is easy, is lamentable. But if we brought in someone who, say, had some wheels, they would take over. And I would stop getting the extra die there. Like, we add you, but you also don't influence the target number in any capacity. I could go fishing for something to help lower the target number. Or we could just send Harry out there on Harry's own. And hopefully Harry doesn't crit fail twice. Go get him, Harry. Roll some dice. See what happens. Get out there to roll dice. Big empty. Harry goes out to roll some dice. Hits the crit fails. All right, so Harry really hit the road. Harry took hitting the road to heart. Break a leg. Harry just fails that one. Didn't take break a leg to heart. We successfully deliver a package. Our target number is 4 for this one. And Harry is retiring. Soaked equipment and someone in relentless pursuit. That was a risk, but it would have needed Harry to take 2 injuries on this job, which Harry did. Harry's out of here. Crew member retires from too many injuries. Phew, achievement unlocked. Okay. Harry is off the board. So I can stop thinking about how to apply Harry. Kaylee, let's think about how we can apply you. Like, a cyber arm is neat, but what I fucking want on you with your brawny character is now fucking weaponry and shit. A sword with a jeweled hilt? I guess we're taking that. The sort of thing we're looking for. And then one more boon for you. Could be rope, could also be a cyber arm. You know, you keep getting rope offered. And then we're going to go ahead and pick up the rope. It keeps getting offered. It has to mean something. Big empty. Pose as the command crew of a new farm-to-table deep-sea farming vessel and crash it onto the rocks so Deepworks can profit from the salvage and steal the technology. What? Okay. Well, Rosie's going to be handy for the boat chase. That's assuming... Yeah, that's assuming that Rosie's allowed to keep that. Rosie agile and also has a fancy computer and AI system, only getting one thing. However, Rosie is also has a very contagious virus. And that makes the boat chase sequence go worse. Okay. That's going to be 2d6 looking for a 6. More on that later. So if I put Kaylee on the job here, Kaylee wants to handle the travel, which takes away my bonus die, because Kaylee's like, I got wheels. I got coffee. Of course I should be the one driving. Alright, Alitzel, can we somehow finagle a spot? Obviously, no. I don't have anyone who... I do have a socialite. We can get that done. Jacob also has wheels. However, I can't get him to do the high-tech. I can get you to do the high-tech. But then you also want to do the boat chase? Because... you are athletic? And Rosie has AI assist, but Rosie would also get the extra die, and you provide nothing here, but you insist on handling the boat chase anyway. Unless I swap your positions. Fixing takes some different work than I anticipated fixing took. No wonder people aren't allowed to be fixers. Hey, we're not the ones going on the job. They decide. We just send them out on jobs. We're just the fixer. No plan survives contact with the player characters, right? It's not our story. Jacob with the triple ones getting injured. At least it's Jacob getting the injury there. No. Adam's the one who took the injury. Triple ones. Malfunctioning, but, wait, wait, wait. Damn, Adam. You fucked up so bad you fucked up Jacob. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Well, at least Jacob's easier to heal. We'll stop his equipment from being soaked. If there's going to be anyone to injure, it would be Jacob. So I guess, Adam, if you're going to hit triple ones, that's good. The more you know. Even digital textbooks cost way too much. Distribute the information to the Neolog, where anybody can download it for next semester. I wanted to, take a look at the various jobs they came up before I tried the boss. We hack extraction. Well, I do not have a dedicated hacking character. I don't even have a librarian. I could go looking for one, or I could just skip this fucking job. Because Rosie's gonna be like, I got stuff here, but Rosie doesn't have stuff here. Jacob and Adam have stuff here, but if Rosie gets involved to lower the target number, maybe we send Adam out there to, punish for, suffer like G did. And I could bring Kaylee. That's going to increase the target number by 1 on each of those because Kaylee is silly. And Adam's trying to do serious business hacking. And Kaylee is just offering a total fucking distraction. It turns those jobs into 2d6 rolls needing a 6. But at least extraction will be easier. That's good. How about you two get out there? Have fun. Adam's like, please don't. I'm like, nope, it's happening. Ground collapse. Mining efforts haven't always been done under the watchful eye of health and safety. Expose the truth and give Deep Works something to think about. I'll give you something to think about. So we did lose out on our cool set of lockpicks and more. You two are occupied. We have Jacob and we have Rosie involved. And Rosie is very qualified for exploration. But Rosie also wants to handle exposure. Unless I put you two in this position. Whatever, man. And this, you're only going to have a single die on. 3 or better. As long as you don't roll a 1, take a critical failure. Go for it, you two. Alitzel, you and I will play, I don't know. Cards. How's it going over here? Adam got temporarily blinded. But this job, that succeeded. The more you know, though. Adam did succeed in one of the silly hacks. Not the other, and then Kaylee did not manage to pull it together. Now Adam's been temporarily blinded. Which does seem like it could be a problem for him. But I do not think that is something I am going to fix. As each of those injuries is 210 to heal. I've put no boons on Adam. We can just pull someone else out of the ether for 100. Big empty again. Let's take a look at After the Flesh. Organize a crew to test new subdermal kinetic body armor and identify obfuscation kit. An identity obfuscation kit by stealing 4 pallets of pre-OW cryptocurrency drives from an armored train heading to Integral Improvement's Old Virginia Vault. We're waiting for nightfall, infiltration, removal, and then the escape. All right. Wait for nightfall best. They're gonna want someone who's crafty, and we don't have anyone whose profession applies, so really is going to emphasize whoever lowers the target number. Let's bring Jacob on board. Jacob's also going to want to handle escape, thanks to his cool fashion and the wheels. More on that in a bit. Should probably have someone agile to attempt to pitch in for the other things. It's going to be our Rosie, I do believe. Indeed, that does help with infiltration. Escape, Jacob very much wants to handle. I suppose I could also throw in Alitzel as well, but that really hurts my target numbers due to Alitzel's fucking broken leg. That could be a problem, you know? So get off this job. We bring in Kaylee to handle removal. That's pretty neat. Get lots of target number being lowered. Kaylee's silliness as well as a little too logicalness. Adding some complications here. I don't like the higher rep people being a mixed bag, but obviously, you know, the higher the rep they are, obviously they're going to bring in, you know, some more baggage with them, but we're not able to hire lower rep people. But then again, they're all $100, 100 credits anyway. We really overkill waiting for Nightfall. Just super overkill waiting for Nightfall. We can probably handle waiting for Nightfall. The escape. We just shrug on that one. A 4 or higher. See if someone avoids a critical injury. Adam getting involved here is... harms us here. Helps us here. We don't need help there. And you getting involved as well. I don't feel like curing either of your situations or circumstances. Frankly. Yeah. Alright. See if I can get out of Rep 3. After the flesh, we shall wait for Nightfall. Can we do that? We successfully wait for Nightfall. Can we infiltrate? We successfully infiltrate. We crush that. A twist! It was all a lie! Do we escape the setup? Thankfully, we escaped the setup. Can Kaylee remove this item? Yes. Now on the single die. Escape? No, but not a crit failure. We fail to escape. Oh no! 4 or better to complete the job successfully. Woof! We take care of the boss of Rep 3. We're now another 15% cooler. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Coolness. I guess Jacob comes along, and Rosie comes along, and Kaylee comes along, and I guess you're in better condition. You get to come along. Our goal is Rep 5. Adam is retiring. Good luck, Godspeed. All right. Big empty, yes, it's on the house. Everybody needs a place to live, and the verticals are hoarding housing. Hack in and give the keys to some worthy outsider. You want hacking involved? Let's see if we can bring someone out of the ether who can maybe do this shit. We don't want someone who's not tech savvy. All right. Izalel, or Izalel, is voluptuous, genuine, handsome, and swaggering. Well, how can I not hire Izzy over here, right? That does nothing for me for this job. Those perks are a little redundant. This crafty baker over here. Yes, the Calipigian model. I'm gonna say no. So it's a firm no. Feeling no. Also not feeling Florence here. I think I will click reroll. Okay. Cassian, agile Cardis, capable, detail-oriented, and competent, is foolish. This doesn't help me with this hacking job, though. Cassian, we've got a bunch of agile people already, but I like the look of you more than the others. So welcome aboard. Let's try pulling someone else out of the ether. svelte, athletic, sexy, inquisitive, selfish, and covered in tattoos, which is apparently the same quirk as boisterous, which I guess, it does stand out, right? Covered in tattoos. Like, you see someone covered in tattoos and go, that person's covered in tattoos. That's recognizable. It's eye-catching. Fluently bilingual. A freelance spy. That's another Izzy. And Ali, this crafty influencer, who is also fluently bilingual and a great sword fighter. Okay. Sure. Welcome aboard. Man, I need to put out like a fucking marketing program. Like, want a decker. Want someone who can do computers. This constant draw 3. Spend 10 credits to reroll. You're killing me. Reroll one time here. An agile butcher. Phoebe, the brawny athlete. Sophia, this crafty judge. Monolingual? All right. Apparently, if you're monolingual right now in One Last Job, that is a negative quirk. That's fucked up. You have to at least know a little bit of a second language, okay? You can't just go around only knowing one language. That's gonna come against you. I'm thinking so, sweet spiderling. Thoughtless and a jerk. I do want someone else brawny on the table. But maybe we can make use of Sophia here. We can always pull someone out who's brawny when it's needed. Alright. So for this particular case, we have some folks who could help if I wanted to try and do this job. Big Empty. It's on the house, though. We, just don't have a very capable hacking individual. Not for lack of looking. Let's see what we can accomplish here. High tech. Now I gotta keep track of so many other things. Ugh. Gross. Okay, if I could get someone brawny, though, like Kaylee here. Kaylee has the wheels, so wants to handle the travel. But what if I could get someone else some wheels? Someone who was agile. Well, Rosie's filled up. Why does Kaylee want to do both of these? Also has the cup of coffee, I guess. So 2 is defeating 1 there, I'm presuming. And thus overriding who handles the driving on that front. Okay. Cassian. What if we could find you some wheels? Alright. You might need some dermal slaps. Sure. Maybe you'll need an air of unimportance. Maybe I'm possibly complicating things in the future. Maybe you'll want cybernetic eyes. Maybe you'll want friends in low places. Or an umbrella. You never know when you'll want an umbrella. You're a cardist. Yeah. I never know when you'll want an umbrella. And wheels. 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 How many more rerolls you gotta do? 10. Wheels. Wheels. Singular wheel. Maybe a wheel. Would you consider driving? Maybe you can never drive. Maybe you're a cardist. We found a muscle car for you. Roll of duct tape, that's basically a wheel. Okay. We got it so that Cassian now handles driving. Great. Handles the travel. Now for high tech, Cassian is adding an extra die there, which is great thanks to being a cardist. So I don't need to add anyone else. I add Rosie to this. That's a net negative. Because Rosie is adding a malice there due to the very contagious virus. I could see how that would complicate traveling. I truly can. We lost out on our cool person who had a dino guard. Dino DNA. We add you. Jacob actually drives, and that's fine because Jacob's a socialite. We don't have to wield a Cassian. But we also don't need to have Jacob on this job. His malfunctioning cyber gear adds a bunch of complications too. So I'll just have these two attempt this job. Big empty. All right. Well, that was some work. Maybe we can pay for the boons I slammed on Cassian. Maybe things will be horrifically complicated by injuries. Maybe things will be complicated by horrific injuries on the person I just slammed 5 boons on top of. All right. That's dice for you. That's D6s. That's... If you want to play this game, you have to be willing to, and forgive me for this, roll with it. Well, now all Cassian's gear is soaked. And if I want to de-soak the gear, I'll have to spend 280 credits. All right. Lost Shaker of Salt. Somebody's gone missing, and hey, you already have a crew on standby. Go help the folks on the ground as volunteers. 5 phases on this. Of 2 twists. Organizational planning, okay. Get ourselves a fucking org chart, some exploration. We haven't seen a whole lot of eyeballing. At least, not in, like, boons. We do have someone who has a brain, though. That could be used for investigating, I guess. Alright, that's good. That's good. Okay, Rosie, as an architect, can really handle exploration quite well. But if we want to do this job that only pays me 90, we'd have to wheel in a lot of folks. And I don't know if I want to risk critical injuries for a job that only pays me 90. So really not feeling that one. That's a lot of phases. Visit a child in desperate need of medicine dressed as their favorite superhero team. Security is tight though, so you'll need to get airdropped by a medical team. What? Okay. Cardis helping there to improve trust by the looks of things. It's pretty nice. A better door than a window to get in and out. I don't... Huh. Okay. So if I put Kaylee on this job, Kaylee wants to take over building trust because Kaylee has a cup of coffee. And Kaylee is also humble. And those are really lower the target numbers. So Kaylee takes over this from the cardist unless I put Cassian here. In which case, everything we've now accomplished, the feng shui, holistic health of, of the automated system. You know, the game just came out on the 15th. The game has an incredibly reasonable price tag. Perhaps some quirks and complications will be massaged. Perhaps this is actually as designed. Perhaps I am failing to see the system as it should work. I guess we'll go make a wish. Go get him. Tropical getaway. All right. A better door in the window. We break in. We build trust. We don't crit fail that. We make our way out. And we get the job done. Wish made. Wish is made. All right, Tropical Getaway. A high-speed chase in suspiciously beautiful surroundings. Not out of the woods, steal a car chase, escape. Okay. Rosie's boisterous. That hurts during the escape. I guess she's like, fuck you bitches, you'll never catch me, and yells as loud as the vehicle or something, and that is a great mystery. No one understands. Cassian. Get you out here with this car chase and escape. Cassian is a great sword fighter, and that does have the Courage Lion, which assists with the car chase. Cool. Now for the whole steal a car thing, we do have someone who's brave here. All right. Kaylee, if I add you to the system, it works out pretty well. Cassian and Kaylee, okay. We're going to attempt to send you out together on another job. Yeah, this is, would I want to send a third person on this job? No. Go get him. You can have a traffic getaway. Go through the foliage. They get through the foliage. Steal a cool car. We steal a cool car. Chase with a car. All right, we get through that and escape. Get out while the getting's good. We escape. 2 or better. We don't bust on the job. Job done. 181 credits is ours. All right. Each of you two already have 5 perks as well, so don't even need to add you more. You cost 280 to heal 1 injury. What I'm thinking about is like, man, like it cost me 400 to put those perks on. I'm like, Doing some thought there. Civic privilege. Break into Deepworks headquarters and liberate a voting machine that proves the new head of the board rigged their election's outcome. So Jacob's a socialite here. And that's helpful for the recovery. Jacob also brings a lot of boons to the table, which could assist or potentially complicate other things. Cassian can very much handle our escape and also bring some stuff to the table for infiltration. Kaylee, if I put you in on this job, everything kind of lines up pretty well on that. I would like to have some folks here, though, who lower the target number of the extraction. So let's look for symbols that might do that for us. Like Sophia here takes over the infiltration, but that's okay, because Sophia's a judge, and that helps with the civic privilege, Deep Work headquarters infiltration. That's perfectly fine to add Sophia in there. And Sophia helps to lower the target number of this extraction attempt. Cool. If I add Ali in, that doesn't... like, it assists unnecessarily by the looks of things. Yeah. Alright. Alitzel brings too much baggage. Intense, overly cautious on the broken leg. Rosie ends up handling the infiltration instead, which is fine. Is it valuable to do so? I think so. Yeah. If we keep Sophia and Rosie in, they both lower the target number of the extraction to 2, which is the lowest that we can operatively go. The recovery number is still going to be a 4. But escape and infiltration... escape's going to go up to a 3. 5 minus 4 is 1, 2, 3. Okay. We'll do it with this team. Go get them. Our infiltration Managed to squeak that one through. We get something back? We do manage to get something back. Whew. We get our extraction. That when that first die is a 1, I'm like, ah. That happened to me 3 times that job. All right, 2. We barely succeed. We did everything. Whew. We just managed to squeak through. Job done. It's about the Sun King. Grayson King Bourbon, CEO of Farm to Table, wants to redistribute the wealth of the people. Everybody wants to get in his way. Help him become the benevolent ruler of his dreams. No. Respectfully decline. Disagree. Refuse. Might as well get some folks involved in some things. Yeah, you 3 together. You're not rolling ones. Jacob, Ali, and Sophia are 3 crafty people. Yeah, what the hell? Go get to work. Do it. This will be Ali's first job. Maybe I'll hand out some boons to Sophia and or Ali. Ali explains why we are here. Good job. That was a twist. Jacob prepares the crew for a heist. Good. Broadcasting video and audio now. Hell yeah. Our performance to put on a good show. Hard check. Whew. Make a trade to trade something? No. And our masked hero, Vigilante. Get that done. Okay. They succeed, crushing the job, crushing the easy job. All right. All right, it's Christmas. Sophia, you get to have a thing. Maybe like a computer type of thing? Maybe friends in low places? Sure. Ali, you get to have a thing. Maybe a computer thing? Some fashion sense or a likable face could help. We'll give you some fashion sense, you influencer, you. Base belong to us. A hostile takeover of the vacuum robots from AAA means that there's no cleaning anywhere. Get your crew to hack the network and return the robots to their usual occupation. Respectfully decline. Okay. Cassian, brings some problems to the table with the soaked equipment in this, but also, thanks to being foolish and too curious, also brings other problems into the system as well. I could just have Ali, and you two could go do this job. Doesn't look like, yeah, Sophia doesn't have anything negative. But it would just be me rolling 2d6 4 times, looking for those target numbers. If I bring in Ali, that complicates these, but makes this easier. Sophia, this is just your job. Have fun. Go get him, Sophia. Sophia does high-tech shenanigans. Solo job. Sophia gets injured. Where were those high numbers at earlier? You could have spread out the ones. Okay. Well. You failed, and your equipment is ruined, and you have malfunctioning cyber gear. Sophia, you may not be long with us. Heartbeat hack. Pacemakers have been hacked around the world. Find the source of the trouble and eliminate it. Die hard. Oh, yeah, we're pelling down a fucking building. Okay. Maybe we'll try this. We've got this great architect here. We've also got this broken-legged athlete here. We bring Rosie in. Rosie has some nifty shit. Rosie's also able to help with Masked Hero by the looks of things. Architect is... Yep, there. Okay. We put in Kaylee. Uh-huh. But then we dust off Ali. Kaylee wants to be the one doing the Masked Hero stuff. Can I stop that from happening? Well, Kaylee has both an awesome motorcycle and is humble. So it's really going to be difficult to get Ali to be the one who gets the extra die there. If I put in Jacob, I could get that done. Now, Jacob's malfunctioning cyber gear interferes here, but Jacob is the easiest and cheapest for me to heal. And he's my one rep guy. He's been with me. Been with me all this time. Okay, we can attempt this job with just these two. This job's gonna be more complicated. Adding you doesn't help. I got rid of your broken leg, or basically just found someone who... Better for you. No, other people are taking over. I'm just going to attempt the job with you two. It's all dice anyway. We're just fishing for not ones. That's all we're doing, baby. Fishing for not ones. Okay. 3 or better. Oh, now Kaylee has malfunctioning cyber gear. 2. If I'd managed to succeed in one of those other checks, that would have gotten the job done. Alas. Well, simply unpredictable. AI is now predicting crime in advance. Convince it you're the good guys. Patch on the network, build trust, charm, offensive, and high tech. This is a job for the crafty kids. All craft all the time. We don't have anything that helps those target numbers, man. You're not even adding anything to the job. If I put someone else on the table... Like Rosie's boons will take over. I'll give Ali some boons. What boons do I have that would? Because it's those perks as well. Really, it's the perks. Yeah, detail-oriented. That's not something I can pull out of a boon. I can pull a handheld mirror or something like that out of a boon. We'll try. Looking for a pillow. I guess I'll give you an AI assist. That could potentially help with other jobs. And there's a roll of duct tape. That's like rope. All right. There's your pillow. That'll help that job. That target number. This one is yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Well, go get him, you two. We can always bring in more people at $100 bucks a pop. $100 credits a pop. All right, double twos. That's gonna make this job more hard. Some would say harder. Allie got a rap sheet, whiffing that by 1 again. Alright. Unfortunate that. Fridge spam. Ads are everywhere, and we're better for spam than the kitchen. Stop the fridge from showing incessant, unnecessary ads. Investigate high tech and then wait for nightfall. Grimith tilts his head. Thankfully, the redundancies of Sophia's quirks there paying dividends, as we're only getting a malice of 1 there instead of a malice of 2. It can work in your favor as well. You got the pillow. Bringing you along doesn't hurt. Do I want to get rid of... I mean, it's the same injury twice. So no, I don't. I would have to spend 560 credits to get you to remove that from the board. I mean, it is... Like, if you were going to get 2 injuries, then having the same injury twice, the same injury type twice, is beneficial. So, having Sophia helps my target number on 2 rolls. Well, helps it on 1, neutral on this one, and then worsens it on this one. So, I think ultimately we don't bring you. As much as I want to make use of your sly and observant. Alright, just you two. Fridge spam. Do an easy job. It's easy. Milk run. Milk run. Oh, we're spotted. They're spotted. They clean it up. High tech. And then target roll for here. Hell yeah, get that job done. 2 or better? We didn't roll a 1. 76 credits are ours. The great train robbery. Live those Old West fantasies, the good old-fashioned train heist. Take the entire train off their hands. This job's about to expire, but it is an easy job, so it's not paying much. So it'll be easier for us to get this shit done. We're gonna heist a train. You might want to have you 2 along. Okay. Cassian is taking over doing a diversion. That's unfortunate. That means we lose out on the extra die. And I don't see me having anything from any of these kids that can force that. Rosie can take over the actual jewel theft, so I can get 2 extra dice on that. That'll be really nice. Okay. Thinking about how I'm going to get this added. I could just take Cassian off the job. Then I gotta resolve the travel situation. Maybe with Jacob? No, because Jacob wants to do a better door than the window. Why? He ties with Kaylee. There, I'll just move her in a different spot. But then the travel is... No, we're still getting the extra die from here. Okay, we're fine. It's fine, everything is cromulent. We solved it. We fixed it. Let's go do a train heist. Okay, not a strong start. At least Jacob took the critical failure. Let it go. All right, that's easy, huh? Well, sometimes dice be like that. We narrowly escape. Kaylee's equipment has been ruined. More malfunctioning cyber gear. Ruined equipment. Malfunctioning cyber gear. Soaked equipment. Malfunctioning cyber gear. Ruined equipment. My existence has been deleted. Hack it and get it back. That can't be true. You said a lot of words there, and those could be true. But what if I disbelieve? What if I failed to believe that they were true? Huh? What do you think about that? You're fibbing. That can't work like that, you know? Sure, we'll give it a try. Just working my way down to see these other sorts of jobs before I take a look at the boss. Not in any particular rush. It's not like I've been broadcasting for a long period of time. Here to explore the various flavors of the heist. Alright. We, did manage to pull that one out, and Jacob has taken another injury, which, again, best target to take the injuries. And while those are two of the same thing, he is our taking injury patsy, because it's only 70 a pop to heal him, because he's rep 1. Sucker. Another tropical getaway? We've seen that before. Mystery of Mysteries, a farm-to-table research station in the Marianas Trench has gone silent after discovering a cure for antibiotic resistance in livestock. Rescue the crew and recover the cure. 6 phases, 2 twists. Of course, we can only send our lance size of 4. You know, rules and regulations that we must follow as criminals stipulate that we can only put 4 people on a job. That's how everything is balanced and designed throughout the world. That's how it must be. How could it be anything else? Okay. So Jacob is a socialite with a lot of good qualities going for him. Really helpful for this job. He doesn't even have any negatives that would harm on this job. Whereas Kaylee does. Kaylee adds a lot of good things to the table that we'd want to take Kaylee on for, and isn't taking away anything from Jacob. But if I want to get an extra die in a situation, I would want to resolve, in all situations, I want to resolve this case the joint. Now, if I add Cassian, we lose out on our extra die for removal, because Cassian overrides Kaylee by lowering target number shit. Okay. So we just shuffle quirks over here, but it's a net positive to have Cassian on this job. Yes, it's going to make my other checks easier. As for this 4th pip, or rather this removal pip, if I try to add someone, I would then have to try and boom them up enough to get in on this removal. To actually, like, take over the job. Just trying out some different combinations. I could also just add Ali with his fucking duct tape. That's a net. Ali's a net positive across the board. Because Ali's a net positive across the board, I could just look at a couple more boons on Ali. And we just accept the 1 die that we roll here. We'll need a 2 or better. If we roll a 1, then we're taking a crit hit. Sure. My concern would be if I give Ali too many boons, he may take over something else. And I don't know if I want to take the time to squint at these and try and puzzle out over throwing D6s. Let's throw some fucking D6s. We travel. We make it there successfully. We case the joint now. 2 or better. Joint successfully cased. High-tech shenanigans. 3 or better. That shit gets crushed. A hidden camera, a twist. We resolve the twist. Kaylee tries to rescue someone. We really have that target role well in hand. Remove an item. Whew. Just get that done. And then the extraction job. That all gets done. This is going to be 2. We succeed. Woo! That started off at higher than a 6, and we worked it down. Beautiful. Rep 5. Everyone is so happy for you. Most people think you're 15% cooler too. Believe it. Reputation level 5. End of the road. It looks like you reached the top. There's no more ladder left to climb. Even the verticals shed beads of sweat when your name is mentioned. Congratulations. I accept. We are booted straight back to main menu. No final look at the characters. No statistics about jobs done. No, rap sheet of everything. There we go. As noted, you can create new packs to add things in. You also have a couple of other packs available that you can tick on. Another round adds a host of folks who are featured in one of Triple I's other games. And a credits pack. Let's take a look at a crew. If I am going to add a new pack. We'll call this Test Pack for testing purposes. Grimith. Version. Fuck you. The end. Create. Okay. So, we could make someone unique here. Won't give them a random name. Does it look... yeah. We'll type of the name. We'll call this introspective. Introspect. There we go. We can make you agile, brawny, or crafty. We're going to say very crafty. I'm going to give you they pronouns. We can change your reputation value. Reputation of 1, of course. We can give you a face. We have several different faces. All right, that face will do. We can change the body of introspect. We gotta make that name smaller so I can actually see. We gotta look at the different face type, body types. That looks sufficiently menacing. How many mouths we got? All right. Look at that smile. It looks great. How about noses? We got a few noses. This is difficult for me to see, given the resolution of my game window. 1280 by 720 and the distance it is from my monitor, but we're making it work. All right. Give you that nose. We have a number of eyes. Those look horrifying. How about our eyebrows? Oh, we are in business now. It's like I'm playing Gangsters Organized Crime, but I get to build my own gangster. We have so much hair. So many hairs. Oh, yes. All of the hair. Good. Good. Give me some luscious hair. What? We'll, maybe a hat. Could do a hat. I don't like when hair's right over the eye. Gotta see those eyes. We got beards? How many beards we got? We don't have that many beards. We got some beards, though. We got this beard. What kind of glasses we got? Those obscure the eyes. We got to be able to see those creepy eyes. Maybe we don't. There we go. What about our face markings that you really can't see at all? That well. Remove the glasses. Okay. You seen some shit and accessories. They exist. Glasses with an eye patch. Genius. Then, We can hand out all kinds of jobs. What kind of jobs we got? We got a job. Cattle hand, HR person, social worker. We've seen the value of these things. InfoSec engineer, realtor, coach, cardist. Orderly. Some drifters. Voice actor. A nun. Soldier of fortune. Perks-wise, I guess if you're the higher your rep, the more perks you get to have. You can't add any more perks, and you can just guarantee what they are instead of having them all be random. So you can make sure there's no redundancies, like you're not going to have free repeats here. You would say that introspective is a dandy who is funny and inquisitive and simply irresistible. And as for quirks, way over dramatic. And never on time simply doesn't work. A poor swimmer. There we go. That could be your character. And then you would just save all of that, and that's logged in. And then you can create more. How many more can you have in your test pack? How deep does the rabbit hole go? How deep does the rabbit hole go? Am I gonna have to pull out auto clicker for this? Okay, you have some space to create a lot of fucking characters in your in your packs. Very good. We saved. It's fine. We still have our test pack there. And then we make sure our testing pack is on and introspective would appear. Albeit at reputation 4. So you'd have to get near the end of the game. Yeah, simple thing. What? From me not knowing this game at all to me clearing the game? We did like a how to play bit, but I really picked up on the nuances of the game, how I went. I'd say 2.5 hours for a play. As for how many runs I could get out of this game and still enjoy it, 2. And I did one of them. They're just like, all right, so I played the game, I went through the game, it was fun, we did our one last job. You know, if I look at the game, and we'll go with test, like, all right, if we start back here at rep 1, we have our jobs here, we begin to build the team. I don't know how I could get a second playthrough out of this. You know, compare this to other team management games. Like, you're not zooming in on the individual nuances of, like, the jobs or heists themselves. You're instead leaving up to dice. So, in a way, that can be a storyteller for you. Like a storytelling engine, instead of you pulling up, like, a game book and telling a story that way. And you're having, like, the game be the automated system for you. But it can... The complicating bit about that is that you are left with the prospect of attempting to resolve for your story situations where everything went wrong, but the job still got done successfully, or everything went right and the job failed. And, compare that to, say, something like Blades in the Dark, a rule system. That helps you facilitate the stories for, like, desperate situations going right, or situations that were really in your control, then somehow spiraling out of control. And that works to tell a better story, but obviously you're getting involved with one particular heist or job instead of however many you are acting as a fixer. So in the sense of telling stories being a puppet theater, I can see the potential for that, for you being able to immerse yourself within the confines of the game, with, like, the characters. But it would be difficult for me to do that for a longer period of time without just wanting to go see a different puppet show. A better, more immersive, or more expansive, or more interactive puppet show, where I'm not just staring at, like, some D6s and trying to handle risk management in the face of luck. There's definitely value here for the price point involved. I could see myself buying this. It's just a matter of, I'm wondering what other value to extract. Like, there's the fun bit of, like, say, being able to make your own packs and crew, right? So, say if you were a broadcaster like me, you could spin, like, actual viewers into that, and we could treat it like a Romance of the Three Kingdoms character creation session where we sit down and we go, okay, what nose do you want? What hair do you want? What's your face? And then we'll see you over the course of gameplay, potentially. Maybe we'll tell you to go fuck yourself, maybe not. But it's also not a run that, like, I would invest hours of time into potentially doing that. Like, make me a character in one last job. Here's my channel point redeem. Well, what do I do with that? It's not like a coffee break game, because the run, it took a couple hours, 2.5 hours. So not something that you just, like, okay, here's my lunch break, sit down and play the game. Okay. So while there would be, like, interest there, and, like, I created my family members or my friends or, particular viewers, and now they interfere with the run, there are narrow heists to draw from. You pull heists from your reputation level, and once you hit reputation 5, that's the end. I suppose your endless mode would be to see how many heists you could do before particular characters fall up. You would have to make your own challenge to try and tell your own particular story that way. Okay. Well, I like One Last Job. And as the game currently exists, I could explore the mechanics of the game to make sure I got a hold of how they exist and attempt to tell one more story on my own time. But, I do not see extra, like, material in that, nor does there need to be. Just a little simple puppet show, a facilitator of some basic story, maybe, like, igniting your imagination to do some other story crafting. You could use this as some roleplay inspiration for characters, or for heists that you yourself are crafting if you're running a role-playing system, or a little bit of catharsis or escapism. And given the price tag of the game upon its launch, it's like it's a 10% discount, so it's $269 US. It's also like, I wouldn't walk into this game with the anticipation that there's a great deal of material here. Yeah, so this game is fine. And I enjoyed my time with this experience. And would be willing to repeat the experience once. But as it exists further, I do not know how I would... Like, there's nothing left for me here to suck the marrow from. It's there now. All right. So there's your game created by LGWI Games. You missed the intro for you folks in stream. I will note that I received this game through a cold call, a marketing email that there was not even any veneer of personalization on it. You just like a scatter shot from the lead director of LGWI Games, and there's no marketing department. And 3 games were mentioned in the email. This was one of them. Viewers voted for this on my Discord poll. I wanted to see this, and we took it for a spin. It just came out on April 15th. I don't know if anything else is intended with the video game, but that is how it currently stands. I enjoyed my time here, and I could recommend it within the framework of you can get a couple of hours of it from it and maybe 2 runs.